So we're gonna start with something really awesome, Mario Royale. Imagine running through the Mario Brothers levels with 50 plus characters. Well, you can because it's a thing. Built from the ground up with HTML5 and a JavaScript backend, Mario Brothers has been turned up to level 1000. This is definitely one to check out, link is in the description. Some of you may know, at E3 there was a closed door gameplay demo for Cyberpunk 2077. Initially, Projekt Red said the demo will not be available to the public until sometime after Gamescom, but this week, Projekt Red's global community leader Markin Momont said that the Cyberpunk demo will be public at this year's PAX West. PAX West will take place in Washington State Convention Center in Seattle between August 29th and September 2nd. Now, developers somewhere along the line will sometimes make strange design choices when making a game. The latest strange design choice is with Animal Crossing. It was revealed this week in an interview that there'll be no cloud saves, which will be a bummer to so many gamers. To imagine players putting hours into their game, building an extensive world, and not being able to back up their save? This is a weird decision for me. I wonder if this one will get a patch in a later date. In some release news, the beta date for Monster Hunter World Iceborne was announced. The open beta began exclusively on the 21st of June, which PlayStation Plus subscribers can enjoy up to the 24th of June. A week later, all players can enjoy the open beta on the 21st of June to the 1st of July, of which you don't need the base game to play either of the betas. The Monster Hunter World Iceborne DLC is released on September the 6th on PS4, Xbox One, and will also come to the PC at a later date. Nintendo announced the release date for their next mobile game. The free-to-start game will be playable from July the 10th, and you can pre-register for this game now. Packed with a competitive online versus mode and 200 stages to sink your healthy teeth into, with more stages to be added at a later date. Which stages will be free to play was not made clear, but I am sure there's fun to be had with the free content available. Now let's move on to some news in the retro gaming space. What you are looking at right here is the mighty Mega SD. This could well be the ultimate accessory for your Sega Genesis. The cartridge is an almost recreation of the Sega CD built into it, so you do not need the Sega CD to play any of the games. Simply just plug the Mega CD straight into your Genesis and you're good to go. It's pretty expensive, coming in at approximately £205, roughly $260, but for playing Sega CD games straight from the cartridge in HD quality without actually needing a Sega CD is huge. The price might be a good trade-off. The Mega CD is available for pre-order now and will be apparently shipping in August 2019. Now to another strange design choice. With Super Mario Maker 2, you can only use your controller when docked or when the Joy-Cons are attached to your Switch. Buttons will work in tabletop mode, but the moment you remove those Joy-Cons, it effectively switches to tablet mode, where you can only use the touchscreen. I think the game comes bundled with the stylus, but it's still a weird design choice. Maybe a patch for this will be released later on. Now to some Xbox Game Pass news. Resident Evil Revelations and Rare Replay came to Game Pass on June 20th, and on June 27th, Torment and Goat Simulator come to Game Pass. Now for the games leaving Game Pass. Next Up Hero goes on June 27th, Dead Island, Devil May Cry 4, Shadow Complex Remastered, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and Zombie Army Trilogy all go on June 30th. Now, one thing that's picked up a lot of traction over the last few years is the whole thing with loot boxes. You know, the whole thing about government saying that loot boxes are a form of gambling and they can be a bad influence, especially on the younger gamers. A company deep in the centre of the loot box conversation is, of course, EA. This week, EA sat with UK Parliament to try and convince the government that loot boxes are not a form of gambling and are indeed ethical. In fact, they tried to put a whole new entire spin on the concept. I mean, check this out. EA's Kerry Hopkins, who's the Vice President of Legal Government Affairs, said that loot boxes are surprise mechanics and are no different from toys such as Kinder Eggs. I don't know what in the FIFA funkiness they're trying to pull off there, but let's get it right. Loot boxes are slot machines. More specifically, the ones you have to pay for. At least when you buy a Kinder Egg, you know you're getting a chocolate treat regardless of what's inside. Let's get into some quick news with the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Remember that controversial mission where you had to cross-dress as a woman and infiltrate the hotel? Well, it was revealed this week that that mission remains in the remake, it's just been given a more modern overhaul. Next up, the Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel. It was said this week that the sequel exists due to the amount of DLC ideas that they had. So maybe we shouldn't expect such an epic game for the sequel? Maybe, I don't know. And for the final bit of news, Capcom gave some details on Devil May Cry for the Nintendo Switch. Of course, they're re-releasing the first one, and it's gonna be for $19.99, which is close to the price of the HD collection, which is already out on PS4. In fact, you can get the collector's edition for $14.99 off Amazon right now. I know porting games is not as easy as just flipping the Switch, but for $19.99, I think that's a bit much. What do you think? Let's take a look at the sales chart, starting with the UK. You can see FIFA still dominating at the top, Days Gone second, Marvel Spider-Man third, Forza Horizon 4 in fourth, Red Dead taking that fifth spot, Battlefield 5 in 6th, still being played although people think that game is dead. PlayStation VR Worlds in 7th, Anthem at number 8, Grand Theft Auto Never Goes Away at number 9, and Blood and Truth at number 10. Over to the US now, and they're a couple of weeks behind. But as you can see, Mortal Kombat 11 takes that number 1 spot, Days Gone in that number 2 spot, Total War and Rage 2 taking that 3rd and 4th spot, GTA 5 Never Going Away, Smash Brothers at 6, Red Dead Redemption 2 at 7, MLB at number 8, Minecraft at number 9, and NBA 2K19 at number 10. Now to the Japanese sales, and this is always funny. Entire domination from the Nintendo Switch. There's one PS4 game down at the number 10 spot. This has been the case for a while now, and I'm sure this will continue with the lineup of Switch games that are coming this year. Anyhow, that's the end of our news roundup. Let us know your thoughts on what went down this week, and if you can, drop us a like and subscribe, it really helps us out. And see you next time on Gaming Site TV.